Department of State realized that they needed to do that for their own purposes. And I don't have the statistics, John Stroyford always does, but the state has a large number of small entities that they needed to bring together under a single aggregation system. And it took them years. It was a lot of work to do custom integration to bring all that together. They succeeded. They've got iPost. They're very happy with what they've done. And for you vendors in the room, my understanding of what they've said publicly, so don't quote me on this, I don't want to speak for them, my understanding of what they've done is that they don't plan to stop there. In fact, they're looking out at the vendor community to see, hey, can you guys do it better? And at the end of my talk, and I'm absolutely positive I'll never get to these slides, but if you look at them online, you're going to see a maturity model for continuous monitoring. And that level 3 is where Department of State is now, and I'm proposing that there are higher levels that one can achieve. So with that preamble, oh, and by the way, my phone just died. The battery is gone, so I have no idea how much time I'm using, so I'm just going to talk. They'll come and get me. But I'll do say this presentation contains no policy, not even NIST guidance. This is just the thoughts of a random researcher who likes to go downtown and talk to people. And I've been very fortunate that somehow or other, I always end up with good friends. So in this case, I'm in good hands. From NIST, I've got some the real geniuses, engineering geniuses behind SCAP helping me out here. We've got the National Security Agency, who kindly hired Booz Allen to work on our team. We've got Tim McBride with Homeland Security working on this. With his MITRE support, Alfred and Mark. And so we have a really nice team to create an idea. And I'm presenting it to you as an idea because sometimes in government, we take an idea and we keep it secret. And we refine it, and we refine it, and we build on it, and we vet it internally, and then someday, way down the line, way over here, we tell the vendor community about it. And sometimes it doesn't go over that well. And so today, for you vendors out there, I'm giving you an idea. There's a risk that my idea will go nowhere. But as you see, I've got lots of good friends working on it. They want it to go somewhere and fast. And so does the ISMC. And so the goal here is to get feedback, input. If you think I'm crazy, let me know. If you think your security products already do this, tell me. If you see what you need to incrementally build to meet the vision, let me understand that also. So we will talk at a conceptual level. Yes, Ken?
You may want to add, if they think they need to build to get to that, give you a time frame.
Yes, that's right. Very good.
I don't think they all heard me.
Yeah, Ken suggested that if vendors need to build something to achieve this vision, to give us an idea of, hey, how long would this take? So my friend Tim McBride at DHS at a conference several months ago announced that DHS wants to do a blanket purchase agreement for continuous security monitoring. My hope is that this architecture that we're going to talk about will provide the details that will help DHS do that procurement. I'm not allowed to work in procurements, and I won't. But I can do technical design, hand it to them. In this case, being a scientist, we are starting with a definition, And then we're extracting essential characteristics. This should sound familiar. I think cloud computing definition, very similar there. We're looking at the maturity of how agencies have moved slowly towards meeting these characteristics. We've designed an enterprise architecture, which I completely borrowed from a friend of mine. We'll see that in a second. Created a subsystem model, which DHS created in the Caesars. A technical architecture, which I claim is the newer part of it. Driving down deeper interface specifications. In the SCAP world, we've never actually required an interface, the way a machine communicates to another machine. We've talked about XML and payloads, but never an interface before. So this is new ground there. The interface level, communication patterns, how is the workflow orchestrated to achieve what we're trying to achieve? And at the bottom level, what are the functional specifications? Can we define what we need at a low enough level that the vendors can either claim they've done it already or they can build to it? And I believe we can actually go right down that stack the whole way. I think we can achieve this. The question I have is, can we achieve this in the time frame people want it in? People want the answer now, and sometimes these things take time. So at a conceptual level, here's a general definition. I'm not going to read it. I want to point out about this definition is that I don't think it says anything about security. And by the way, this was stolen from the NSA, so give them credit with some brains from MITRE. And so notice here's a bunch of domains that we believe continuous monitoring can support. Not all of these are security, but certainly the political momentum is around security. Here's a definition that I actually did write, and it's one focused on enabling or defining a technical reference architecture, more of a process. How do you do it definition? And I'll let you read it, and then I'll highlight a few keywords in there. On the next slide. And so important parts of this are maintaining that accurate picture of security risk posture, providing visibility into assets, leveraging automated data feeds, quantifying risk as much as possible, ensuring that effectiveness of security controls, informing remediation, be it automated or human, and prioritizing those remedies. So here's an architecture from Keith Willett at MITRE under some NSA work. And they kindly allowed me to change their diagram. I think this is fun. I love when you can get a diagram from the NSA and you change it and they don't complain. Uh-oh, I'm standing in front of the mic. So notice we've got, at the bottom, data sources. We've got people, process, technology, environment. We have lots of ways to collect that data. And when we collect that data, somewhere in here, we've got to normalize it. We're going to put it together. And we don't just want to purchase from one vendor. We don't want one amazingly intelligent vendor to just solve the problem in a proprietary way. We want a standards-based approach so that multiple vendors can meet our goals here. So as we collect, we need to normalize and stick it into local repositories. And then we want to, in a focused way, do what I call a focused aggregation up multiple tiers throughout your organization with the purpose of supporting operations, but also supporting a diverse set of consumers who need to make decisions based on a bunch of drivers